Chapter 3 Network Media. Networking cables. So what is networking cables? Networking cables are used to connect and transfer data and information between computers, routers, switches, and storage area network. And these cables are essentially the carrier of media through which data flows. Primary cables types. So there are three types of primary cables, and those are coaxial cable, twisted pair or TP cable, both in unshielded or UTP and shielded or STP varieties. And the third one is fiber optic cable. Each of type of cabling comes in variety of forms, and each has unique design and usage characteristic with associated cost, performance, and installation criteria. The following section begin with general discussion of cable characteristic, rating schemes, and common elements of information, and then provided silent details for each of the cabling types. So as you can see here, there are 7 general cable characteristics, and those are bandwidth, rating, maximum signal length, maximum number of signal per internetwork, maximum number of devices per segment, interference susceptibility, connection hardware, cable grade, and many more. So what is bandwidth rating? Bandwidth rating, which describes how many bits or bytes of information a cable can carry over a unit of time. Maximum segment length is when rating maximum cable segment length, the maximum segment length value falls within a range where signals can be regenerated correctly and is transmitted accurately. Maximum number of segments per internetwork. Most networks are subject to some kind of maximum tolerance daily, after which is assumed signals can no longer arrive. A network is therefore subject to maximum number of interconnected segments simply because of the latency when signals travel from one physical end to another network. Maximum number of devices per segment. So each time a network device is attached to a cable, a phenomenon called insertion loss occurs. That is, each physical connection adds to the attenuation of signals on a cable segment. So when calculating maximum legal segment length, the legal formula for distance equal the rate maximum minus the sum of insertion losses for all devices attached to the segment. So for example, true maximum equals rated maximum minus insertion losses. Interference susceptibility. So each type of cable is more or less susceptibility to other signals present in environment, where such interference may be electromagnetic, called electromagnetic interference or EMI, or may result from other broadcast signals called radio frequency interference or RFI. Other broadcast signals called radio frequency interference, as I said, it is RFI. Connection hardware. So every type of cable has associated connections or connectors that influence the kind of hardware to which the cable can connect and affect the cost of the resulting network. And cable grade. Building and free codes both include specific cable requirements usually aimed at the constability and toxicity of the cladding, crucial materials, and insulation that covers most cable or polyvalent liquid or PVC materials or PVC covers the cheapest and the most common cables, for example, the 120V cord found in the most lamps and other household appliances. So unfortunately, when this material burns, it gives off toxic foams, which makes it unsuitable for cable strings in ceiling or inside walls. Material cost. So this is a good way to compare cables of the same type to one another. However, it's important to understand that building or fire codes may prohibit the use of cheaper cables in many instances, and that the cost of the cable itself is usually less than half of the cost of a total installation. Installation cost. Labor and auxiliary equipment can easily cost more than the cable when installing a network. That's why it's important to cost out of design, installation, and troubleshooting of your cabling. Sometimes call the cable plan, as well as to budget for the necessary cable connectors, wall plants and panels, or punch down plugs and other items requirement for a complete functional network. Baseband and broadband transmission. So baseband and broadband transmission are types of signaling. Baseband transmission uses digital signaling and involves digital signal or electrical impulse that can be carried in a physical media such as wires. So as you can see in the right wire, there are the example of baseband and broadband. So what is the importance of bandwidth? Bandwidth is highly significant for determining how fast a web page loads on a browser. In fact, it is also one of the essential things to consider while choosing a platform for a web hosting. So the bandwidth can be significantly affected by the website and the internet connection used for accessing it. Coaxial cable. So coaxial cable, coax or copper core, is a type of electrical cable consisting of an inner conductor surrounded by concentric conducting shield with the two separated by a dielectric or insulating materials. Many coaxial cables also have protective outer shield or jacket. Twisted pair cables. So this twisting helps dampen and magnetic effects of the wires, and the external waves cancel out due to different twist. And according to IEA, the IEA 568 standard, twisted pair cables are classified into different categories such as C85A, Cat6, Cat7, Cat8 cables based on the variety of broadcasting. So twisted pair cables is a type of cable made by putting two separated insulated wires together in a twist pattern and running them parallel to each other for the purpose of improving electromagnetic capability. By twisting the wires, some part of the noise signals goes in one direction for sending, while the other part goes in the opposite direction for receiving. Fiber optic code. So fiber optic code, also known as optical cable or optical fiber cable. It is also a type of Ethernet cable which consists of one or more optic fiber that are used to transmit data. So fiber optic cable designed to use light pulses. Fiber optic cable support long distance telecommunication and high speed data transmission, and normally fiber optic cable can run at a speed of 10 Gbps, 40 Gbps, and even 100 Gbps. So therefore, it is widely used in much of the world's internet cable, television, and telephone system. So as you can see here in this table, this is the cable selection criteria. So you can see, or you can see the criteria in here. If you wanted to look in it, you can see the table in the right part for table 3 comparison of general cable characteristic. So I just leave it here and then read this for your own risk. Wireless networking, intangible media. So it is a network that uses electromagnetic waves traveling through free space to connect station or devices. The wireless world. Wireless is a term used to define telecommunication and data transmission without wires. So this is a modern wireless technology that is largely concerned with data transmission. It is enables all manners of data to be communicated over both short and long distance without the need of physical wire. Type of wireless network. So as you can see here, there are three types of wireless network, and those are local area network or LANs. It is usually to provide connectivity for roving users or changing environment, or perhaps to provide connectivity across area that might not. So otherwise, B network example include older building where installed wiring would be impractical, or across right of way where cabling might not be permitted. Extended LANs. In extended LANs, an organization might use wireless component to extend the span or flans beyond normal distance limitation for wire or fiber optic grids. Mobile computing. With mobile computing, individual users communicate using a wireless network medium such as radio or cellular telephone frequency that permit them to move while remaining attached to a network. So what is wireless LAN application? Wireless LAN application or local area network is a free program offered by Realtek that downloads drivers that enable the operation system to work with installed hardware. Network interface control responsible for connecting the computer to internet or a local area network. So this program supports also the Microsoft Windows platform, the one that we're using, like Excel, Word, and many more. Wireless LAN transmission. So wireless LAN transmission, or WLAN, is a group of colonnaded computers or other devices that form a network based on a radio transmission rather than a wired connection. A Wi-Fi network is a type of WLAN. Anyone connected to Wi-Fi while running this web page is using WLAN. So 802.11 networking, it is which was completed in 1997 and has been in continual development up to this day. So a wireless network at the same time suggests in a network that uses radio waves to connect devices such as laptops, desktop, and mobile phones to the internet. Your organizational network and application hosted on your network. So wireless extended LAN technology. So as you can see here, as you can see in the picture below, in the table 3 to 7, wireless extended LAN characteristics are being identified in there. So this you can see the frequency ranges, maximum distance, bandwidth, and what are their values. So certain kinds of wireless network equipment extended LANs beyond their normal cable-based distance limitation or provide connectivity across areas where cables are not allowed or able to travel. For instance, wireless bridge and connects network up to 3 miles or 4.4 kilometers apart. So you can see the frequency range, the speed we can provide. For example, frequency range and its value is spread spectrum, infrared laser, and many more. So I'm just gonna leave it here and I'm gonna let you guys to see it by yourself. Wireless MAN, the 802.16a standard or 2.11 GHz is a wireless metropolitan area network or MAN technology that will provide broadband, wireless, and connectivity to fixed, portable, pneumatic devices. Microwave networking technologies. It is a line of sight wireless communication technology that use high-frequency beam of radio waves to provide high-speed wireless connections that can send and receive voice, video, and data information. So other wireless network technology. So as you can see here, there's a lot of example for that. So I'm just gonna provide this for you as well for more information. If you wanted to read this by yourself, you can feel free to read those. So chapter summary. So this chapter has a summary as well. So if you wanted to learn more and just read the summary of all the of all the topic that I just discussed, you can just base on this chapter summary for your yes. So key terms. So this is the key terms that being used also in this chapter. You can just read this by yourself as well. So chapter 3 ends here. So also this is the references where I get all my source. So that will be all for chapter 3. See you in chapter 4. Thank you.